So today I'm going to show you how to make a meatloaf. And the nice thing about this meal is it's more of what you would consider a regular meal. So I'm all about lateral moves, especially for people that are just starting out. And when we started changing, that's what I looked for, is making lateral moves. This is something that's very easy. Once you do a little bit of prep, you stick it in the oven and forget about it for an hour, come back and you'll have a nice dinner. So what we're using today is mostly organic products. So what I'm going to start with is a pound of organic grass-fed beef. And I can't stress enough the importance of getting grass-fed beef. I've talked about it before, but cows were meant to eat grass, not grains and corn. So when you buy grass-fed beef, not only is it environmentally more sound, but it's actually from a healthier cow. When we feed cows grains and corn and things like that, it definitely changes their body composition and they become sicker, and then that's what requires the constant use of hormones and antibiotics, especially antibiotics, things like that. So grass-fed beef, there's a lot of different sources. Go online, you'll be able to find something. Ideally, you want to find a local farmer that raises cattle and produces grass-fed beef. So just putting a pound of grass-fed beef. Again, please make sure it's grass-fed. A lot of times you'll see it'll say organic, which means that it hasn't been treated with hormones and antibiotics. However, it's still grain-fed. It's very important that it has to say grass-fed beef. So don't be fooled by that. Organic is obviously better, but it's still a grain-fed cow, which is not as healthy as a grass-fed cow. That's the way it was intended. So what I'm doing is I just have a couple of pieces of toasted wheat bread here. And it's toasted, and I'm just, making it into big chunks here. Now, you could buy whole wheat breadcrumbs, but they still usually have some fillers and things in them, so I like to just do it really quick. You can see how fast it is. Just whiz this up really, really fast. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes to do it all, depending on how well you did chopping it up in the first place. Okay, so you want about a cup or so of breadcrumbs. So I'm going to see what I have here. Usually 2 slices is about enough. So let's see how close I am. This is a third of a cup. So yep, that's just about perfect. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is put an egg, and I'm going to put it into here first, and it broke up nicely. So I'm just going to dump 1 egg in there. I also have here an onion. This is a large onion. Now, if you have a small onion, you can put the whole thing in there. This is a larger onion, so I'm only going to use part of it. And this is a nice trick. Rather than having big chunks of onion in your meatloaf, you can have little pieces, and it almost disappears. So especially for people that say they don't like onions, it's kind of hidden in there. So I'm just taking a grater and the onion and grating it into there. And you can see it falls right into the pan, and it makes it really transparent. It also brings a lot of the juice out of the onion, so it's a very good little trick there. I use this trick a lot because my kids claim that they don't like onions, but I put them in a lot of stuff, so if you don't know, it won't hurt them, it will only help them. So, okay. The next thing I'm going to do is put 1 clove of garlic in my little garlic press here. Okay. And if you have fresh parsley, that's ideal. You could put in about 1/2 cup of fresh parsley. I have dried parsley today. I'm putting in about 1/4 of a cup. Okay. And then I'm going to put salt, about a teaspoon of sea salt. And I'll put a little bit of pepper in there as well. Okay, the last ingredient I'm putting in is organic ketchup. Now you could also use tomato paste. I happen to have this today. This is an organic ketchup with no sugar added. And let me just read you the ingredients really quickly, because this is another lateral move. Instead of eating the ketchup that has all of high fructose corn syrup and additives and all that stuff, this has organic tomato puree, organic agave nectar, which is a sweetener, organic white vinegar, salt, organic onion powder, and organic spices. So for children especially, or even adults that are addicted to their ketchup, this is a good alternative. So I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of ketchup in here. We're going to have another 1/3 of a cup that we're going to put on top of the meatloaf right before it comes, or about 10 minutes before it comes out of the oven. So while I have this going, I also have my oven preheating at 375 degrees. Let me just get that out of there. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this up. You want to mix it really well. And this is so simple. I mean, it literally has taken me, 5 minutes to put this together. And it's really nice and filling, and it comes out of the oven just beautifully. And it's a favorite for everybody. The nice thing about it too, the next day you can have it cold on a sandwich. You could pack it in a lunch. It's wonderfully versatile that way. So this is really simple. And all I'm going to do, especially if you don't have a loaf pan or anything, I'm just putting it into a glass pan, as you can see here, and I'm just going to shape it into a loaf. And it stays perfectly fine in the oven. You can make it as neat as you would like. Okay, so now that I have it shaped into a loaf, I'm going to put it in the oven, 375 degrees, for about 40 to 50 minutes. I'm then going to put another 1/3 of a cup of ketchup over the top and let it cook for about another 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to pop this in the oven. So my meatloaf is getting ready to come out of the oven, but in the meantime I wanted to show you really quickly. I have some sweet potatoes that I just chopped up roughly and boiled until they were nice and soft. I'm just taking a potato masher and I'm going to mash them up. And this will be the side to my meatloaf. Normally it would be regular mashed potatoes, but sweet potatoes obviously are a lot healthier. Anything with those bright, vivid colors are extremely healthy. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter in here and a little bit of salt. You could also add to it cinnamon or put cinnamon on the table for people to sprinkle on their top. But this is a really nice side dish, especially with the meatloaf. And if you put the cinnamon with it, or nutmeg even, it kind of tastes like pumpkin pie. So, I'm just going to pot over here. I'm going to put this into a serving dish. And you can see the consistency is really nice. I didn't even have to add anything else to it. Just a little bit of butter. So that's my side dish. And I have in the oven here, the meatloaf is ready to come out. Now, 10 minutes before it was finished, I added another 1/3 cup of the ketchup on top of it, so it makes a nice little crust on it, almost like an icing. What I didn't tell you as well is you can also put other veggies in here. You could put chopped up broccoli, you could put shredded zucchini, shredded carrots, anything like that. This is just kind of a plain, regular old meatloaf. So I'm just going to take this off, put it onto a serving pan here. You can see how nice it looks. Looks just like a regular meatloaf. Not much is different, just better ingredients. So I'm going to cut into it here just so I can show you how beautiful it is. Looks lovely. And you can also make a vegetable with this. Usually I'll just steam some broccoli or asparagus, something like that, and you have a whole meal. You could just have the meatloaf, and again, you can also eat this cold on a sandwich the next day or by itself. So it's a very great meal, good one to put in your dinner rotation.